have a very interesting presentation lined up. Introduction to IMDb. People presenting to us are Yaminie Patodia, Head IMDb India, and Kalpana Nair, Industry Relations Lead.
Hello. Awesome. Hi, everybody. I think we're very excited to be here. Kalpana and I are very excited to be here, be doing this session. Thank you, NFDC, for having us here, and thank you, everybody, for coming to this session. We're going to do an introduction to IMDb today, and our key focus is going to be to tell you how IMDb is looking to partner with professionals in the entertainment industry, help power their journeys and help them be successful at every stage of their career and bring more visibility to their projects. That is really why we are here. That is what keeps us really excited. And we want to talk you through what IMDb does in India and how we can partner with the creators and leave you with some tools, tips, and tricks. I'm joined with my colleague here, Kalpana Nair. She heads our industry relations. A little bit about how we want to do this today. My colleagues Chirag and Nab are in the audience. We're going to just be sending out a sheet where you can sign up. Think of today's session as a 101 startup guide to how you can start using IMDb. We've put in resources which we think will be helpful to get you started. But we believe that everybody may be at different journeys on different parts of the journeys on how much they know about IMDb. And so we really request you to send us your feedback after this session on what you might want to learn more about IMDb. Maybe there are questions that you've had that we've not answered, and we'd love to take all of that and come back to you. And when you sign up for the sheet, we will send you all the resources that we are going to talk about today, and maybe in the future as well, as we keep creating more documentation and entertainment guides, we'll send those to you. So please do sign up. Okay. So the agenda for today, like I said, the first thing I'm going to tell you a little bit about IMDb. I've been talking to a lot of people here at the bazaar, really interesting conversations, and sometimes we assume that everybody has heard about IMDb and knows what exactly it does, but we're not going to assume that. We'll tell you what IMDb does for its fans and how creators use it. We now have a lean team in India. We're very excited. I joined IMDb last year, and we have a setup in Mumbai, and we're here to support the industry. So we want to tell you a little bit about what Team India is doing here. And then I'll hand over to Kalpana, and Kalpana, that's the interesting part. Kalpana will take you through some of the resources that we have for creators and for companies and how you can use IMDb. And then in the end, we'll let you know how to get in touch. And we'll try and do a few questions that are frequently asked. We'll run past that. Okay, with that, I want to get a sense of where everybody is in this room. So quick show of hands if you have ever visited IMDb, if you've gone on the website and looked for stuff. Okay, good. Thank God. I would assume that if I'm at an industry event like Film Bazaar, that there would be people who know of IMDb and have been to IMDb, so not surprising. Again, quick show of hands. If you knew that IMDb is editable, that you can add your own information, that you're in control with a, okay, fabulous. Well, I may have underestimated this. I did feel that there was a gap, that not a lot of people know that all the information that resides on IMDb is, a lot of the information that resides on IMDb is contributable. It comes from industry professionals like yourselves, and fans or industry professionals can go edit that content. And the final question that I want to get a sense of, how many of you actually have a free registered account and have gone and made an entry in IMDb? You've added a credit. Okay, little bit less. So I think this is the part that we really want to focus on. We really want to see how we can get everybody who is somewhat associated in the industry with a title or is involved creatively. How can we get you registered on IMDb and start adding information, and maybe even give you a clue about why this is important? How can this help you answer some of those questions? All right? So first order of business about IMDb. IMDb stands for Internet Movie Database. It is the world's most popular and authoritative source for information on movies, TV shows, and celebrities. IMDb is the #1 movie website in the world. We have more than 200 million monthly visitors worldwide across a lot of different countries, 115 million users on the app, 15 million social followers, and it is one of Amazon's first acquisition. This is a lesser known fact about IMDb, and I want to take a few steps back and delve into little trivia, which is most people on IMDb love trivia. So IMDb was founded by Col Needham. He continues to be in that role even today. Back in 1981, and Col, who's the founder, he is a self-confessed movie lover. And when he started watching a lot of movies, he wanted to remember them more clearly. He wanted to remember who acted in it, what was the plot outline, what was his memory of the movie. And in 1981 is when he first took paper to pen, and in a movie diary, and I think there's a picture of it somewhere, he started writing all the movies that he was watching daily. In 2 weeks, he was done with the diary. And I think there were great things happening that time, from a technology front, home computing was taking on, home videos was taking on. And Col thought, why do I need to put this in a diary? I can make a database out of it. So that's what he did. And the first version of the software database, that is IMDb, launched in 1990. And it continued for some time as a volunteer effort. So a lot of people, when he first posted it online, a lot of friends and fanatics who were equally interested in movies were editing that software and adding more data to it. 1993 is when IMDb launched as a website. So in some ways, IMDb is older than internet, and it was one of the first 100 websites to be launched. 1996 is when it was incorporated and all volunteers became shareholders. And to me, that part is really interesting because I think that is very quintessential to IMDb's DNA, which continues to be the DNA even today, and want to continue bringing that to India as well, that IMDb remains a place that is built by fans and is driven by fans. So the information on IMDb is contributed by fans, the votes and ratings are contributed fans, so it's very much a fan-driven effort to help other fans discover content. 1998 is when IMDb was acquired by Amazon. Incidentally, one of Amazon's first acquisition. I think, again, to reiterate, I think the role of IMDb as we see it in the entertainment ecosystem is to be the connective tissue between fans and the movies, titles, talent, celebrities that they so love. So we sort of, we're in the middle trying to bridge the two things and have them come together. And our agenda in India is also to further that. So the first part of IMDb, this is how it started, and this is definitely at the core of it. IMDb is the global leader in entertainment data. We have 11 million title pages, 11 million name pages, 11 million images, more than 500 videos, and 1 billion ratings. I want to pause and explain a few things here because when I came to IMDb, I didn't fully understand what a title page and name page was, and you'll hear this a lot. Title pages are, the page for a movie or a TV show that exists on IMDb that houses all the information. Who's the cast, what's the credit, who's the director, and poster, image, trailer, all of that is the title page. And so there's information of 11 million such titles that have been released around the world from many different countries. And all the entertainment professionals working or somewhat associated with these titles in any capacity. There are 11 million information, again, from movie industries dispersed across the world. So that's what makes us really authoritative and exhaustive in our coverage. And our mission is to make this data available to fans everywhere. And so one of the things that IMDb does, because we are a trusted authoritative source, is that we power and enhance many popular entertainment experiences, including the Xiaomi's Mi TV experience on smart TVs in India. We also power, and many of you would have seen this, we also power many of Amazon's entertainment features, including the entertainment queries on Alexa, the metadata on Fire TV, the X-ray technology, which is a big innovation on Prime Video, and a lot of people are able to make watch decisions right where they're making, watching content by seeing all the information associated with that content. And these are just few. We power many such entertainment destinations. For fans, IMDb is obviously a database for fans, and they come and get a lot of their questions answered. But one of the most, as I mentioned earlier, it's the connective tissue between fans and the content they love, and IMDb powers that entire journey. From data, which is answering questions that fans may come with, lots of any sort of entertainment questions, to helping with discovery in this whole world where there's so much content that is getting released. IMDb becomes a single source of truth, for fans to discover what new titles are coming, what should I watch, which is similar to something that I watched, and then make decisions. I've discovered this title. Is this the one that I want to watch? So IMDb, fans use IMDb for this entire gamut of things, and I think this is interesting for everybody to know, because sometimes IMDb can be so large that I've heard people say, but what is IMDb? Is it a marketing platform? Is it a, like, what do I use it for? Fans use it for that entire journey, and that is where it's important for professionals to understand that, because that's how your titles get discovered and get, known about. So I want to double click on each of these. I think this is, I have had more new questions, so I will take more contemporary questions here. But IMDb helps fans get answers to their entertainment questions, and all sorts of questions. It's fascinating what people come up with. So their journey starts with asking questions like, where do I watch Wonder Woman online? Where do I watch Avengers online? Or I think this is, who's that guy, is a really typical question that people come up with. You watched a show and you loved that character, Patodia Tyagi, and you want to go back and look up the page to see who's Patodia Tyagi, who is the actor that played that. Or, question that came to me, I was watching Crown recently, and in season 5, I saw Prince Philip, and I was like, okay, this guy looks very familiar. And I went to his IMDb page, and I was like, oh, I saw he's the High Sparrow from Game of Thrones, and many such connections get made. I watched a series like Scam 1992. Is there something more like that? Who directed Sacred Games? Or who's that new actor that caught my imagination in Campus Diaries? What else has he done? I love this guy. What else has he done? Can I see his filmography? I miss Ponniyin Selvan in theater. When is it coming on Amazon? Where can I watch it? Streaming link, and many such questions. So the first part, like I said, the data part, is fans come up with an entertainment question, and IMDb helps answer many different types of entertainment questions. The second thing that IMDb does is we help fans navigate the content landscape. There are millions of choices. I think technology has really enabled everybody, enabled so many of filmmakers to just pick up a phone, edit, shoot, and put something online. And I think that's created a lot of choices. There's a lot of innovation in distribution today. So there are streaming platforms, content is released on pay-per-view, content is released on free platforms, and there's an explosion of content. And I see a lot of fans struggling with figuring out what is releasing where, and to really sort of figure out, where they can find content that they like. And so across all these platforms, our catalog helps fans discover what they want to watch, and through our personalized recommendations, through trending lists like Fan Favorite that is powered by all the information that we see on our platform, through watch lists that we curate editorially, through our streaming guides where we gather information on release dates from all streamers and put it together. I think these are some ways, but there are many such ways by which fans come to our site. And this is where their journey just starts on the homepage, where they just come to look for what might be new, what might catch their fancy. So they discover a whole host of titles that may be fascinating to them. And finally, a really important part of their entertainment journey, making watch decisions. You've discovered a lot of titles, you're limited for time, or you're sitting on a Sunday evening and you're trying to figure out what is it that you want to watch. And in India, IMDb ratings are really popular, and that obviously goes into a lot of your decision making if you should watch that title, and everybody has their own benchmark of, what sort of rating should a title have before they start watching it. But what we see on our platform is fans make decisions based on not just one thing, but a lot of different data points. When they come to a title page, they will play the trailer, they will look at the poster, they read the plot synopsis. A well-written plot synopsis really helps them decide if they like what they're going to watch. A lot of people make decisions based on the cast and crew. What other projects have these guys been involved with? And they look at all of these original videos that we create, other keywords and everything to make watch decisions on our platform, and finally share their passion. When they watch something, they come, rate and review. So IMDb straddles everything from answering entertainment questions, from helping them discover more content, to making watch decisions, and finally helping them share passion. So we're there with the entertainment fans through their entire journey. Now, what are we doing in India? I think this is the interesting part for us. A lot of what we do in India is obviously invigorating what IMDb is meant to do for fans everywhere in the world as well. But very specifically, IMDb is for IMDb, the India's fan base is the second largest in the world, and India is also a very large source of content. And our footprint here, our imprint here is to help deliver a product that bubbles more relevant content for the fans here. So mirror what they are interested in, and on what goes hand in hand, and very importantly, work with the creators in India. And when I say creators, I mean everybody in the entertainment industry, to get their information on IMDb and collaborate with them such that their work has better visibility both for fans in India as well as globally. So I'll walk you through some of the things that we're doing. But first, because we're a very large database for all kind of content, even in India, we're one of the largest source for Indian titles and celebrities. We have more than 250K title pages for India origin titles, and we have more than 350K name profiles on IMDb. And our depth, we go wide and deep. We have these titles listed across Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Marathi, Bengali, Kannada, Bhojpuri, Assamese, and many more languages. And we want to continue doubling down on this so that our information is timely, accurate, wide, deep. And we will and we want to work with the industry to make sure that that happens. First focus area for us, just one slide back, is to enable discovery of more locally relevant content, which is what I said. And there's already a lot of stuff we're doing in this space, and we will continue to innovate in this space. So many of you would have seen we have a widget on our site which shows the most anticipated new Indian movies. What we do here is we take the information on what is releasing in the next couple of months, and we overlay the audience interest on top of it to generate that list, again, to help with discovery. We have an India Spotlight page where we list out a lot of, we have a few top-rated charts for Indian movies, where we curate a data-driven list of all movies that are released in India. How are they, what is the ranked order for Indian movies, Telugu movies, Tamil movies, so that fans can discover, all the content that IMDb fans have rated very highly. We also launched a most popular Indian movies and TV shows widget on our apps last year. Again, this takes trending information and looks at titles that have been recently released, and again, with the intention of creating more discovery for title that we think is relevant for fans in India. I think this mission goes hand in hand with the other one, right? We power creators to find fans for their content both in India and globally. And for this, what we are doing is we want to celebrate Indian stories and Indian storytellers. And I think this is what we're doing today is a first step towards that, and we want to do many, many such things. We've just launched our India-specific social media handles, IMDb_in on Instagram and Twitter. The handle allows us to collaborate with many different creators at the launch of their films, or with information for films that have been popular on IMDb, all helping discovery for our content. We collaborate with our global channels as well, so that when we find interesting Indian content that we believe will be very interesting to fans everywhere, we try and spotlight those as well. And then we are working with influencers on ground. We are working with directors to create content, all with the intention of shining a spotlight on content that's coming from India. And finally, and this is where I'll hand over to Kalpana, this is where we get into our 101 contribution guides, is we want to build bridges with the industry. IMDb is working with all sorts of stakeholders, individual creators, filmmakers, talent agencies, production houses, studios, OTT platforms, and we are working with them to enable them, educate them on how they can get their data on our platform, how they can collaborate with us editorially and otherwise, and leave them with as many resources as possible. Handing over to Kalpana. Kalpana can now take you through some of these things. Sorry, I want to underline again before Kalpana starts that we've jointly worked on this with an understanding of what we think might be interesting. Please, and we'll share our aliases here, please share your feedback on what you would like to hear more about. What are areas that you don't understand, would like more information on, or suggestions and tips for us. So when you hear this, definitely do that. Over to you, Kalpana.
Thanks, Yaminie. Am I audible? Let's work, with the, is there an echo? Hello. I think that's going to be a bit difficult.
You want me to get the clipper?
Yep. Thanks, Yaminie. Hi, everyone. I hope you've had a great bazaar so far. I joined IMDb just in June, so I'm only a couple of months old. Before that, I used to head programming and program coordination for the Mumbai Film Festival. In that time, I've interacted with a lot of you, and I've understood or tried to understand the challenges that you guys face in creating awareness around your title and yourself as a creator. I've taken those learnings and compiled a few pointers and resources that I think are helpful and that I think are the most relevant for you. But this is the first session that we are doing. We want to do more. We want to dive deeper into topics that are unfamiliar to you. So think of it like a starter pack. And it's quite possible that you're already an expert in all of this, but no harm in reiterating. So jumping into this. Why is it important for industry professionals and creators to contribute to IMDb? One of the things that I'm very enthused about is IMDb's commitment to power the professional journeys of creators like you. When I was working at Mami, I would get so many requests to suggest new talent for films that were crewing up, or even when I was putting together the festival catalog, there would be such a dearth of correct synopses, accurate credit information. So I understand that there are a lot of gaps in the industry that can be plugged, and I hope IMDb can help plug those gaps, one by one. So this is something that I wanted to underline, which is that IMDb is one of the first touch points that are likely to show up when anybody searches for a film on Google. So when that happens, you want to make sure that your film information is absolutely up to date and you're ready to engage that audience who's already interested in your title. And when it comes to you as a creator, IMDb serves as a resume, a live resume, so to speak, and a showreel for people looking to know more about your work. So these could be producers, distributors, casting directors, and entertainment fans. It's therefore important that your IMDb page captures all your credits and accurate biographical details. In the next two slides, I'm going to talk about the data. What is the data we are referring to and where is it coming from? This is a sample screenshot of a title on IMDb. Everything that is there in a yellow box is editable, can be updated by you, and can be controlled by you. So when you have a title that you're looking to put on IMDb, please make sure that all these fields are updated with the correct information, and you make sure that you have your images, you have your videos, you have the synopsis, you have trivia, you have quotes, so that people really have a chance to interact closely with your title. And where do we get our data from on IMDb? We get it from a host of different sources. We have individual contributors who are diehard entertainment fans who want to talk about the films and shows that they love. So they add a lot of information. There are a lot of industry professionals who contribute information to us. The IMDb staff also updates a little bit of the information. There are companies that contribute information to us and other trusted sources like verified trade publications. How can you make the most of IMDb? Basic, but I think it needs to be underlined. After we conclude this session, everybody should go back and make sure that every title that you've worked on, is it on IMDb? It's worth doing that scan once and ensuring that all your titles are there on IMDb. If a title page already exists, you don't need to create it. But if it doesn't exist, please create it by going to our contribute.imdb.com link and creating a title page and just making sure that your title has that kind of visibility to start with. Here's the link where you can add a new title. You've created the title page, now it's time to update it. Title name, what type of title it is, images, what is the production status, when is it going to release, who is in it, from the DOP to the writer to the actors, what trivia can you provide entertainment fans who are coming to your title page, quotes from your films. Stack that page as much as you can to make it engaging and interactive. That's about the titles, and now coming to your creator pages on IMDb. Please make sure that you enhance your name page as much as possible by adding bios, your official bio, add your date of birth, add your gender, add awards that you've won, the trivia about yourself, anything that will make your resume sparkle to somebody who's interested in looking at your page and is curious about what is the kind of work that you've done. You can add new credits by going to the title page and adding your name in the correct bucket and rounding off your filmography. Some tips and tricks. The gold standard at IMDb for adding credits is that you must have an on-screen credit. So if you have an on-screen credit, please make sure that you take a screenshot of that or link to it when making a contribution and say that, you know, I was the third assistant director on this. Here's a screenshot. Please add this to my IMDb page and it will get auto-approved. In a few cases, we do take uncredited credits as well, but those are very rare. So really look at films where you have received on-screen credits to start with. Keep your bio evergreen. Don't use language that is dated. Think about what is interesting about yourself and make sure that your bio captures that. So don't say things like, her next film will release next March. Say something like, her next film will release in March 2023, so that the bio is evergreen. Take advantage of the explanation field. There is a person at the other end that is receiving the information that you're submitting. So please be concise but specific. Provide links or images that support your contribution. And you can even say that I'm the composer of E Bale Oo, and this is a screenshot, and I would like to add this credit to my resume, to my IMDb page. And that really helps with making sure that your contribution is approved. If you have a company, a producer, a production house, or a distributor platform, there is another tool that we have for you, and that tool is called Scorecard. Scorecard is a tool that allows you to quickly view all your titles, find potential coverage gaps, and update all your content from one location. If you are a Scorecard user, this is what a sample page looks like. Every title that is attached to your company will show up on your Scorecard page in one easy location, and everything that is missing will show up in that orange box that's saying add, add, add. So it'll help you spot what's missing very easily. An interesting fact that we discovered and tracked is that if your page, for example, is missing a plot synopsis, then the odds of people leaving that page immediately is 38% higher. If your page is missing a poster, then the odds of people leaving that page without reading all that information is 32% higher. So scorecard really helps you plug those gaps. It'll also give you your movie rankings in a comparative way so you can track your titles. And it makes adding information much more easier. You can also only add videos on IMDb if you're a scorecard user. You can get this tool if you write to us. I'll put an alias up, so please just drop us a line and we'll onboard you onto scorecard. But definitely a tool that you should use if you're a company that has more than one title coming up. This I love because I'm new to IMDb and some of these are probably things that I was also not aware of, so I thought I'd take this chance to bust a few myths. The first myth that I would like to bust is that information on IMDb can only be added by the IMDb team. This is false. A majority of our information is actually added by fans, companies, and industry professionals and creators, and not by IMDb staff. The second myth is that you can only add credits or a new title if you pay for an IMDb Pro subscription. While Pro gives you very powerful tools to manage your profile on IMDb, including many exclusive features, all the information that I just referred to can be done with a free registered profile on IMDb. You don't need a paid account on IMDb to do at least what I've spoken about. You can own your title page. Again, this is not true. IMDb is a contributor-led platform, and we encourage many sets of our customers to add information. It's what makes our data so in-depth and comprehensive, so you cannot own your title page in that sense. IMDb title pages only show top cast and crew. Incorrect. From the lead actor to a spot boy to the third assistant director, IMDb encourages all credited people on a title to add their information to the title page. IMDb content is not vetted or moderated. This is incorrect. Sorry, new to the clicker. Wow. Our aim is to be the most complete and reliable source of movie, TV, and entertainment information on the web. And in order to achieve this, we only accept submissions which are accurate and verifiable at the time of submission. Our content vetting team ensures that all content is moderated before being published to ensure that we are delivering accurate information for all IMDb users. I may have given away a lot of technical information, so if it feels like a lot, I just wanted to direct you to our resources that you can browse and check at your leisure. There's the contribution platform, which is contribute.imdb.com. It has information about our mission, our contributors charter, FAQs, how you can get started, what you should do, what you should keep in mind. So please register and just log in and go through it, and it'll really answer a lot of your queries about submitting to IMDb. We have an extensive help center, which really has an exhaustive list of questions that people usually ask. Things like how are cast credits ordered, how can I combine two IMDb names, how are filmographies ordered, how do I correct a title page. A lot of the queries that you have that are very specific to your title are probably already answered here. If not, there is a live form in which you can put in your question and you will get a response very soon. This is the alias. Please take a picture of it. Write to us with any feedback, questions, queries, thoughts, any information that you're seeking. And we are here to help, support, and enable. Now, over the last few months and the last few days at the Film Bazaar, a lot of people have come up to me and asked a lot of questions that I felt could broadly be clustered into groups. So breaking format, I've taken the liberty of kind of putting myself in your shoes. and curating a few questions. I hope they are what you have in mind. The first question that I was asked most often was, I have a new film releasing, what can I do with IMDb? Yaminie, you want to take that?
Sure. Yeah, audible. I think a lot of what Kalpana said, right? I think if you're a new film releasing, to start with, I think the first thing to do is to check if you have an IMDb title page that has been created already. We have a very prolific base of contributors in India, so there is a chance that page already exists. We encourage you to create a title page as soon as you have you get into production so that you can own that information and add as much information as you figure out as you go along. I think, again, as Kalpana mentioned, the depth of information on the page really helps with the engagement. Once users and our customers start interacting with that page is when IMDb is able to understand if that title is interesting to fans or not. And then it starts making into our personalized recommendations, into our algorithms. So if we don't have your title page and if fans are not engaging with your title page, it doesn't move to the next level. So create your title page, as many information as you can. And then what we've also started doing is selectively collaborate with, for titles where we see interest from our fans and be able to spotlight those on our social channels. So write to us at our industry alias. Even sending us information around your title will help us put those in the streaming guides, will help us put it on the watch lists. So I think those are some things that we are doing today to support new title launches. We do want to get through something, but we do encourage you to write us on this alias, and we can get back to you on all your questions.
I've tried to add my information on IMDb. This is not me. This is a filmmaker, the fictitious filmmaker that I'm imagining. I find the interface difficult to navigate. How can I get started?
So I've heard this a lot. I think either people are crunched for time, or they've gotten to the interface once and found that confusing or difficult to get over. There are a lot of contributors who start like that. It's easy to get over that. We are here to support you, so drop us an email when you get stuck with your first contribution. The resources are incredibly helpful. In fact, I made my first contribution by looking at one of the FAQs that says what are the 5 things that you need to know before you make a contribution. So I think it is just about getting over that first step and knowing what incredible value you can bring to your profile and your professional journey when you finally add that data. So I would encourage you to look at the help section, because many such contributors have come to the same point where they find the interface a bit confusing to begin with. Get that over with. We are here to support, we're just a phone call and an email away. And once you're over that first contribution, I assure you it becomes easier and second nature to keep adding it.
The title page of my film is already created on IMDb. I didn't create it. What do I do, and can I own the page?
Yeah, so we hear this a lot because I think many different platforms work differently where when a title owner can claim a page. I think IMDb has distributed ownership because it's a fan-contributed site. A lot of fans add data, and that's what makes it exhaustive. You cannot own your title page, but if you have the ability to, because you're the title owner, to create it as early as you want. You also have full control over the information on the page. So you can use the edit button to go change anything that you think is incorrect or factually not right. You can add your own synopsis, and again, you can reach out to us if you feel that something on your page doesn't reflect rightly on your title, and we can help you get there. But I do want to underline that information on IMDb is under your control, so you can control how that information shows up and what information shows up.
I'm an actor, and some of the facts and stats mentioned about me on my IMDb page are incorrect. How can I change that?
Again, same answer for the title page. I think even the name pages, your individual profile pages, are under your control. So you can add your biography, you can edit or add all the factual information that is on your page. IMDb helps you in your professional journey. It helps you take control of your pages. You can add and edit all that information, and the team in India is here to support you and do that. before Kalpana gets there, I think I just want to underline the same things that we've said again and again, that we are here to support, in your professional journey. You can write to us on this alias. You have full control on your page. And if there are questions that we have not answered today, please write to us. And if there's feedback on what we should cover better, more of, then we would love to keep modifying it. This is the first time we are doing a live event where, we're trying to do a contribution 101, but we want to do many, many more such. So we're very excited to be here, and thank you for coming.
And before we leave, just want to leave you with a few things that IMDb fans all over the world have said about the platform. Thank you for being such a lovely audience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Funny thing is, I used to be a casting assistant, so 90% of my day was spent on IMDb.
I use it every day, literally every day. I mean, I'm my production company, like constantly looking stuff up, how to get in touch with people, where people are represented.
If I'm ever having a conversation about who was that guy in that film and who was it, and I'm IMDb.
I check IMDb all the time.
No, I'm addicted.
You're addicted?
I swear to you, 20 times a day.
I love IMDb.
People say, well, you met such and such. Who's such and such?
You're like, what? What's it? But you know the guy I'm talking about.
I have the app for IMDb. I look it up, so I'm like, oh yeah, I know what you mean. I'm like, oh right, that person,
That's when you need IMDb.
I actually am an IMDb Pro user. That's right, Pro.
I'm an IMDb Pro member.
I'm subscriber to IMDb Pro. It's, I read the news.
I like to see what's going on, and IMDb always lets you know what's going on in the film community.
I use it a lot. And not just to check myself.
You can just look up anybody, and it's really remarkable.
And I don't even remember how you would do that before IMDb. It's been so much part of the Hollywood culture for so long.
An industry staple, isn't it, IMDb? How did we cope without it? Did we cope without it? Was there a time before IMDb? I don't know.
Or as we like to call it, I am the bomb. That's right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.